Everybody, Mina, I love when you say Miss Abby. Makes me smile every time when I hit the video game link. Hello, David, Mina, Ahmad. Good to see all of you. Thank you for coming in. We're going to be changing our tune a little bit. We're going to be talking about all you PlayStation addicts and the effects that all those video games are having on you. So feel free to join the class. I have to apologize for, oh, you're right. Whoever pointed that out, the link is wrong. Let me get that fixed for us. We're going to be discussing, this is going to throw me off, violent video games and the effect that they have on people. So if you're a premium member, please feel free to join the class. I'm more than happy to have you. I love meeting new students, so feel free to come on in and join us. And if you're not a premium member, just a few minutes time you'll be able to go ahead and join us anyways. So I chose the topic of video games because I know a lot of my students love to play on their PlayStations. I hear it from you all the time. And at the same time, I'm having an issue with my video camera, so I'm very, very sorry. When I turn it on, it seems to be all white. But I promise to try and fix that as soon as this lesson is over. I did not have time between class, okay? So feel free to join. Yeah, for some reason it's all white. And David, I cannot. No, I'm trying to find the link that I provided for the class was the same as the Bob Marley link, so I think I might have made a mistake there. I'm just trying to fix it for everybody here. On debates. Just give me 1 second. And I'm going to give you guys the proper link for the class, okay? There we go. Should be there in the chat box for you guys there. Hello, everyone. Hi, Ahmad. Good to see you.
Hello.
Hi.
Newly.
Ahmad, how are you? It's been a long time.
Yeah.
What is new with you?
You are asking me because I'm the only one who has had this name. Yeah. Actually, nothing new with me. I'm just right now. I'm seriously working on the TOEFL test, and I'm trying to attend as much as I can speaking classes because you know I need to have the score on TOEFL test. Yeah. So right now I'm. Let's say studying English instead of just working on hobby.
Wow, that sounds good. It sounds like you're really busy right now.
Actually, I hate to have the paper and the pencil again and write down the words and try to memorize. I hate this thing, but I have to do right now.
Well, it's great to see you again today, Ahmad. Thank you for coming in. Carle?
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Carle? Hi,
hello.
Good to see you again.
Happy.
I just want to let you know when you're not speaking, if you can mute your microphone, because it makes a lot of noise. And,
yes. You have problem with my micro?
Just a little bit. When you are not speaking, can you mute your microphone? Mute it. Thank you very much, Carly. Thank you very much.
When you want, mute my micro.
Thank you very much. I'm going to mute it for you. I'll make it easier for you. There you go. Gustavo, I am very happy to see you. How are you today?
I'm very good. Thank you, Abby. And you?
I am good. I'm very good. I've had a nice day. I'm happy to be with everyone this afternoon, though. It's very nice to see everyone. Gustavo, what do you normally do on Sunday? What's your Sunday routine?
In Sunday, I try to have a walk with my dog. In the morning, try to also speak English, practice my English here in Berlin. And sometimes I read a book or something like that and play chess.
Yes. That sounds great. That sounds like a wonderful way to spend your Sunday. Very nice.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Okay, and you?
For those of you who do not know, I'm having an issue with my camera. For some reason it's white, so I'm sorry. It's a little bit strange. But that's why I don't have my camera on, okay?
White and blank.
I have obviously done something. It's of no surprise. I'm always messing up the computer, so. Good to see you, Gustavo. Thanks for sharing that with us. And let's see. Hey, Wolfie! Wolfie,
hello.
what's shaking?
Sorry, what did you say? I didn't catch you.
What are you doing? How are you?
Fine, and you? Love to hear you.
Nothing is new with me. Well, actually, before the last time I spoke to you was a long time ago. I've been away on a vacation and I've come home. That's what's new.
How was your vacation?
The vacation was lovely. Thank you for asking. It was cold, but it was very nice. All right, I think that's everyone in the class. Hello, Nicholas, Mina, Carly.
Hello.
Gianni, David, and Abdallah. I had you last hour. Thank you for coming back.
Yes. Hello.
I'm glad that nobody is sick of me yet. Let's go ahead and get started. Now I had to change the link for the class. Wolfie, can you mute your microphone for me?
Of course.
Thank you, sir. Very kind of you. I appreciate it. Just makes it a little bit easier to conduct the class, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. The issue that we're going to talk about today is video game violence. This is something that I found on ESL Library. So it's prepared for ESL students to use this information to maybe even have a little bit of a debate to discuss how they feel about the issue. So that's what we're going to do today. Who would like to start us off by reading the first warm-up question on page number 1 under pre-reading warm-up questions? Who would like to read that and give us their answer? Imad, why don't you start us off? Okay, Gustavo, go ahead.
Video game violence? Yes?
Yes, I want you to read number 1 under pre-reading warm-up question. So the first warm-up question there.
Do you ever play video games? If so, how often do you play?
Very good. What's your answer to that question?
Yes, I play video games. How often? I think every day.
Every day?
I play video games.
Gustavo, you're a gamer.
Yes.
A gamer. That's what we call somebody who likes to play video games a lot. What kind of video games do you like to play, Gustavo?
I play strategy games.
Okay, very good. Strategy games. I like those games too. Those are lots of fun. What about you, Ahmad? Do you like to play video games?
Yeah, I'm a gamer too. Since I was a child, yeah, I used to play action games like Counter-Strike and like that. And then right now, I'm just playing strategy games as said. Yeah.
Very good. Excellent.
It's almost every day.
Almost every day. So you're kind of like Gustavo.
I wish I put this time on something useful. I think I put time this games more than all my study in English combined.
You spend more time gaming than you do learning English?
Yeah, it's more than what I put in English combined. If I combined all the hours I've studied English right now, I think I expect to spend uh, more on gaming than English.
Okay. Well, see, maybe you're a little bit addicted to your video games in that. Wolfie, what about you? Wolfie. Wolfie, do you like to play video games?
Yeah, sometimes I like playing video games. It's entertaining.
Yeah, it's a nice way to pass the time, right? Very good. Carly, could you read number 2 and give us your answer?
And number 2, the answer. Read the second answer.
The second question and give me your answer.
Yes. Do you have children and do they play video games, and if so, how often do they play? Yes, I have a son, and she normally play with video games, and in some cases it's a violence games, and I don't like it. But normally I put one time for play this kind of games, because I think it's not very good or spend a long time with these kinds of games.
Excellent. Very good. Nice way of expressing yourself there. Let's get Gianni to read number 3.
What do you think the average amount of time school-age children in America play video games every day is? Sincerely, I think from 8 years since 20. I don't know. Sincerely, I don't know.
You think some play 20 hours a day?
Hours. No, hours. Maybe 8. Depends of the target. Depends.
Maybe what time they go to school.
Many people can spend a lot of time.
Very true. I bet you some people in America, they come home from school and they probably play video games until they go to bed.
Yes, yes.
So you're probably right, around 8 hours a day, right?
See, there are some children that eat while play two games because they don't wanna lose. If, for example, play to online games.
Yeah, absolutely. David, can you read number 4 for us and give us your answer?
Yep, 1 second. Do you think the most popular video game contain violence? Yes, I think so.
Okay, what are some popular video games that you can think of?
Counter-Strike. What else? I think that Counter-Strike.
Okay, very good. I don't know any violent video games because I hate violence. I absolutely hate it. What about you, Wolfie? Can you think of any other popular violent video games?
Call of Duty. Halo.
Halo.
Halo, yeah, Call of Duty. Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto. That's another one. I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Very good. Excellent. You guys know your English video games. I'm impressed. Nicholas, number 5.
Okay. Is there a law in your country, city, state, province, etc., restricting the sale or rental of violent video games? I think that in my country don't have any law which relative to the video games.
Okay, very good. So in your country, there is no law. Mina, what about your country?
Well, in my country, there is no such thing as copyrights. So I just get on the internet downloading any kind of games I like, even if I'm a kiddo.
Okay, very good. Even if it may kill you. So in your country, there's no restrictions. Mina, what do you think with regards to violent video games? Do you think governments should put a restriction or some kind of limit on those types of things?
What kind of limits you mean?
I don't know, maybe like a certain age group is not allowed to use them, or a certain amount of violence or activity should not be allowed to be published in video games. What do you think?
Yeah, at least the age restriction.
Okay. Do you like to play video games, Mina?
Yeah, I'm into violent video games.
Why?
Uh, I don't know. Because
I keep giving you trick questions, Mina. I'm sorry.
what type of games should I play?
With
Girly games?
Girly games.
Yeah, what kind? Suggest any kind.
Like Tetris and Dr. Mario.
Yeah, Mario and the Duck, yes.
I'm just bugging you. I'm just bugging you, Mina. You're a very kind person. I'm just bugging you. Do you want to read number 6 for us and give us your answer?
Sure. Who do you think might support this kind of law? And who do you think might oppose it?
So who do you think would support the law of restricting sale or rental of violent video games? Let's ask Ahmad. Who do you think would support that law?
For sure, children and companies that are dedicated in developing these games would be oppose this law, and the company that working on these games or building it, and the children themselves will refuse this kind of laws, but the parents and maybe lawmaker will like this because it will restrict the age, for example, and to make it more easy to control children that spend much time on games than and it's very harmful for their health and for their education. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Excellent.
Video games is really educational, but it's really sound ridiculous because a lot of book contains violence, a lot of TV shows contains violence. Why people not going to restrict them? They just choose the video games. I think it's interesting because video games doesn't mean violence.
Excellent.
Can I mention something?
Of course you can.
In my country, the children who play the network game, let's say like Counter-Strike, they always cursing each other, and let's say they sometimes fight with each other, sometimes physically. I think the game itself pushes the adrenaline in their blood and causes some of them to work aggressively with aggressive behaviors. I think encourage some students who used to be polite, encourage them to use this curse and to say bad words sometimes to each other, and I think it's very bad because I used to see this kind of bad behaviors in my country.
Okay,
everything bad in a video games can be applied to the church and movies. They are accepted in community, movies and books. They contain also violence, but there was a violence before video games. If you look at the Civil War, wasn't caused by video games. In the First World War, Second World War, United States occupation in Iraq, in the Middle East, is not caused by video games.
Okay, so this is exactly the type of class that we are hoping for. It's called a debate, right? So one thing that we can be sure of is that with a class of 9 people, we will have different opinions, right? And that's awesome. Everybody is more than welcome to share your opinions, so feel free to do so throughout the rest of the class, okay? However, let's continue and get reading, okay? And then we can use the information to continue our discussion, okay? Gustavo, could you read the first paragraph under video game violence for us?
Yes. Many school-age children in the United States play video games for close to an hour a day. Almost 90% of the most popular video games contain violence, and much of it is extremely violent. In the US, the video games industry rates games that contain violence or sexual images as aimed for mature audiences. Researchers have discovered, though, that children as young as 7 years old have played these games.
Excellent reading, Gustavo. That was very, very good. So what's happening with almost 90% of video games? What is happening? What's the trend? Maybe we could ask David. What's the trend with video games nowadays?
Everybody or every child is gaming with violence games, no?
That is very true. That is very true. What do you think, David? Do you agree with that?
Who?
David.
David.
David Ramirez. Can you hear me?
Yes, sorry, I was on the phone.
Oh, on the phone. What do you? I'm gonna.
I wasn't.
No problem. I'm gonna ask Gianni. Okay, Gianni, what's happening with video games nowadays, and what do you think? What's your opinion about that?
About what? I don't understand. Didn't understand.
What is the trend with video games right now?
Ah, yes. Developers of video games are trying to make more interactivity for video games. For example, they introduce a new way to control video games, for example, with your body, or they introduce 3D video games, more social video games, online multiplayer video games, because the story they are the same. So the trend, I think that every time violence, sexual video games are in every time popular, because we are human, especially young people like violence, like sexual content. So
okay, very good. So that's what attracts them to it, right? Now you notice what kind of children are we talking about here? What age group are we discussing, Nicholas?
The problem is that
what age group are we discussing?
Is the less than 18 years, because it's very difficult control what type of game play the kids, because the games are for major people, but the kids also could play the games. It's difficult control that.
Okay, very good. Thank you for sharing that. So how have they tried to limit the audience of these games? Who would like to explain? What kind of protection are they trying to put on?
The mid rates.
Yeah, limiting the rates for this game to to make notation of hints. It contains violence or something like that.
Okay, very good. So Mina, if you buy a video game that has an M on it in the United States, what will you expect to see?
I would expect to watch mature content.
Nature?
Yeah,
Mature.
yeah, sorry, mature.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah, that's it. Mature content, right? Excellent,
Yes.
excellent job, you guys. Gassan, could you read the second paragraph for us? Are you with us? I put the document there for you. Hi, Gassan, are you there?
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly. We can hear you. Do you want to
Yes.
read the second paragraph? I put the document in the chat there for you.
The second paragraph from it says in July 2005.
Yes.
Okay. In July 2005, the state of Illinois passed a law that made it illegal to sell or rent a video game containing violence or sexual image to anyone under 8 years of age. Those who broke the law would face a year in prison or a $5,000 fine. The video game industry was told to label these games as violent or sexually explicit in
What? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, it was Gassan. I thought maybe I was having a connection issue there. Ahmad, can you just finish off that paragraph for us?
Yeah. The video game industry was told to label these games as violent or sexual explicit. In 2006, this state law was thrown out, so it's 1 year ago.
Excellent, very good. So what happened in 2005? Carle, what happened in 2005?
Yes, in 2005, in some states, in states in Illinois, was prepared a law for put as illegal to sell video games with violence or sexual image. But at the last, in the 26th, the law was thrown out. It's not running now.
Okay, excellent. That's exactly it, Carly. Thank you. Mina, what do you think about those consequences? What were the consequences, and what's your opinion on those?
Do you mean consequences after they thrown out the law?
No, the consequences of going against that law. Breaking the law.
Oh yeah, you get jailed for 1 year, or you should pay $5,000 as a fine.
Excellent. What would you prefer? What would you prefer, Nicholas? A year in prison or paying $5,000?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's more difficult it's more a year in prison is badder than 500 fine, I think.
Excellent. Yeah. I don't know what I would choose either. That would be difficult. So in the chat, our friend David, he brings up an interesting point. What sometimes happens if a child is not able to purchase it? What do adults sometimes do for those same children?
I will say again, rent the video game.
Excellent. Yeah, that's it, right? They rent the video game for the children. Now in English, we call that bootlegging. Has anyone ever heard that before?
No.
No.
I'll put it in my notes.
Put it in your notebooks.
Yep, I will put it in my notebook.
Okay.
Because in 1 month, in the first exams, in the first certificate,
You might need that word. Wolfie, can you think of any other examples of bootlegging? One is buying restricted video games for underage children. What's another example of bootlegging, Wolfie?
I don't understand what you mean exactly.
Cigarettes. Okay, Alberto's on to me. He's on my page. It's when an adult does something for a child. So for example, a child is not able to access things like cigarettes, video games that are restricted, alcohol, and if an adult goes and does that for the child, that's called bootlegging. Okay? Any questions?
No.
All right, let's continue then. We're going to do a little bit of a role play here. So I need one person to be the responsible adult, and I need one person to be a nagging, underage teenager. Okay? Who would like to be the responsible adult? Who would like to play that role?
Can I?
Of course you can. Gianni, you are the responsible adult.
A boring adult.
A boring adult. Who would like to be the nagging teenager? So you're very insistent. You don't want to give up. What do you think? Who would like to play that role?
I'd like to do that.
Okay, Ahmad, it's all yours. You are the nagging teenager. So let's try and fill in some of the details of this role play. What do you think the final answer from Gianni should be? What do you guys think? Should he end up saying yes or no?
No.
Okay, so the final answer is going to be no. Any other details that we would like to add?
The kid is bully and threat he's dead. Threat is dead.
The kid is what?
Bully.
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 I mean,
Like crying?
No,
I mean
he's
that
bully.
yeah, like head of the gang or something like that.
Can you type it here? I'm not catching it.
Bully.
I hear bawling. I'm sorry, I can't hear. What did you say, Mina?
Yeah.
Can you type it?
Yeah, I will type it in Google Chat. The kid is gangster. The kid is so bully.
Oh, Mina, you're over in the Google chat. That's why I can't see. Oh, the kid is bullying. Okay. Sorry, Mina. I was in the Verbling chat waiting, and I didn't see that. I'm sorry. Okay, very good. Yes, Gianni, I will do my best to correct any mistakes that you make. I can do my best to do that. I will make notes here as well. So while we're doing this, we want to try and be as creative as possible. Let's get going so we have a chance to do maybe another role play, okay? Why don't you start us off? Actually, let's get Imad, the teenager, to start us off, okay? Go ahead.
That I have found a very, very fine game. It's the second time I ask you to do something and I expect you to accept it this time. Do you want me to buy this game? It's very nice. I see everyone playing it in my neighborhood.
So tell me, what kind of game it is?
It's very fine. It's the kind that I always dreamed of. I played this game once with my friends. It's very fascinating.
But you know that you wasted a lot of time the last week with the last game that I bought you?
This one is different. I promise you. This one is not that like that.
Every game is different, but you spend a lot of time. You can do other activity. You can go out with your friend. You can play a football match. Live your life. Don't waste your time.
But the thing is, all my friends is playing video games right now. I'm sure you don't want me to be extraordinary or something that is not like the others. I hate to be like that.
I'm so sorry, but I made this decision for you.
You are making my life harder.
When you are older, when you will be older, you will say me, "Thank you, Father."
You always said that thing. How many times you said this sentence for me? I'm not convinced. You are trying to cheat me. I try to take this game and I ask my mother to buy it for me. If you don't.
No, I'm sorry. I've taken this decision. You know, a son of my friend, he killed himself because when he wanted to enter at the college, he said that he wasn't able.
I don't like to read any story.
Because
I like to hear any story. Stop doing this.
No,
I want this
I
game
take
right
this
now.
decision.
Otherwise, you're not my dad. I don't like you.
You don't know that, but you have a dependent.
You should.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Gianni has definitely stood his ground. What do you guys think of how Gianni handled the situation? Nicholas, do you think he was a good dad or a bad dad?
I think that it's a bad dad because the kid insisting very well.
The kid was insisting, so you think that Gianni was a bad dad?
I think maybe he will try to buy another type of game, but yes, something like that.
I think we were raised very differently. Wolfie, what do you think of how he handled this situation?
Who?
What do you think of how Dad handled the situation?
That. Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. If your child wanted you to buy them a violent video game, would you buy it for them?
Violent.
What about you, Carle? How do you feel about the debate or about the role play?
Yes, I like the debate and discuss because I was at the first was listening a movie and was very interesting.
Okay, very good. Excellent job,
Yes.
you guys. That was awesome. Any other points that you would like to bring out?
The kid sounded mature.
The kid sounded mature. Why do you say that, Nina?
The way he
You
speaks
mean that
about
I
the
should
kid.
make, I can't fake the sound of teenagers or it's very hard for me, you know. It's already something hard. You can't ask me to do something, you know.
I thought you guys did an awesome job. That was very well done. I would say if I was younger and I was asking my father for something like that, I tell you, he would have said exactly what Gianni would have said. No way.
I said you that I was very boring.
You did a really good job. Excellent work, you guys. Let's continue on to the next paragraph. Who would like to read the next paragraph here?
Can I?
Yep, go ahead, Ahmad.
For several years, lawmakers in the U.S. tried to get video games labeling act passed. They wanted violent video games to have a warning like cigarettes. The warning would say, warning, exposure to violent video games have been linked to aggressive behaviors. Many parents and researchers support these efforts. They argue that children who play violent games may act more violent in real life.
Fantastic. Very good. So it brings up an interesting question here. Do you think that there is a link between violent video games and aggressive behavior? What do you think?
No, that is not proven yet.
It's not proven yet.
Yeah.
Well, so Wolfie, I'm going to put that down.
Researchers not prove yet in certain link.
It is not proven yet. Anyone else want to go against that?
I think it's just similar to what they did in the military. They first train the soldiers to do that, or to act as they are in the battlefield. And this is, let's say, 25% of what they will work on in the battlefield, because it will encourage them to work more violent or to be violent. And yeah, I think they are just giving the first step that is being given in the military to the children, and it will have effect on their own real life, because it's really it physically make them to deal with with huge amount of adrenaline in their blood that is not acceptable. And sometimes they use. I'm pretty sure about this point, because I can't see any girl play these games. It's only about boys, and this is for sure one of that proof that it needs a lot of adrenaline, and it causes the people who play this game to be more violent.
But sorry. When I play Call of Duty, I don't really want to be a soldier. It doesn't make me a soldier. End of the game. When I play is a Super Mario Bros. Is a game. It doesn't make me a plumper, and I don't want to be a plumper. End of the game.
A plumper? What's a plumper?
It's the Mario Bros. Is Mario Super Mario is a game.
Okay. What about?
Yes.
What about Carle? Carle, what's your opinion?
My opinion about this is as other things. If you pass or spend so much time games, violence games, perhaps you have become more violent, and I think you have to put the parents, however, have to put the time for these kinds of games.
Excellent. Thank you for your opinion. I'm going to introduce a word in the chat. Mina, what does it mean to be desensitized?
Oh my God.
To not being humanized.
Not be what?
Like have human feelings.
Okay, human feelings. Mina, do you have anything to add to that?
Desensitized?
Desensitized.
But explosions?
That you don't care about others and
Okay, that would...
Make less sensitive.
Excellent, Carle, that's it. To make less sensitive. To make less sensitive, okay? So how could violent video games affect the way somebody feels towards violence? Maybe we could hear from David. What do you think, David?
Well, pues, for less, did you say?
Sorry?
What did you say? For less violence.
How can violent video games make somebody less sensitive towards violence? Do you think that's possible?
Depends of the game and depends of the violence, I think.
Okay, very good. Thank you for sharing. Any other opinions? Wolfie, do you think it's possible that violent video games desensitize someone to violence?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Anyone else?
It's so ridiculous, because if you look at the books, you can find a lot of violence in the books, but there is no awareness and any laws about the books and TV shows, reality shows. You can and Rambo movie is there are a lot of bloodshed in Rambo, but it's accepted by community. But is video games not space code? You can't use the video games space god. It's not true. If is lawmaker, I think if lawmakers want to prevent the violence, why they focus on the streets? Why people allowed to carry guns in the United States? Why lawmakers? Wouldn't focus on this issue.
But
Okay,
the
very good.
difference is it is that in video games you make decision. In a book, you can choose that you can kill someone. In a video games, you make decision. You construct. You build the story.
Yeah, of course, video games are simply interactive books. Yeah, like a story books. It's
It's not the same because in a video game it's like you live a second life. There are role play games that it's called so because as you can live another life.
Okay, very good. So you can see that it's definitely, now I can see why this was such on the website when I chose this topic, it was featured as one of the ones that would strike up a debate, and I'm definitely learning why.
But also, I want to add one more thing. But I'm not saying. According to many researchers, claim that video games improve the mental functions in the kids.
You agree with that?
I agree. I am not saying. According to many researchers, I mean experts.
Violent video games increase the
mental functions because you can take a quick decision. You can build up your strategy.
Yes,
you have to work with the teammates.
Yes, I agree with this.
Okay, so maybe improve your timing or your reaction time. Okay, that's
your
interesting.
reflex. Your reflex.
Yes, I agree with this. Yes.
Very good. Okay, let's continue. Mina, could you read the next paragraph?
Sure. Many bills?
Yeah, that's the one.
Many bills related to video game violence has been rejected by American courts on the basis of free speech. Those who sell or rent video games fight the bill and win. They think that parents, not video stores, should be responsible for what their children are doing or seeing. In addition, no scientific study in the United States has proven that video games lead to aggressive behavior.
Okay, so this is kind of erring on the side of Wolfie's opinion. What's a bill? In this instance, it says many bills. What do you think they're referring to?
Like when the police put you one bill for not parking here.
That's a type of bill. That's very true. We're talking about a proposed law that's presented to Parliament for discussion. Okay. So the bill here is what?
Accuse.
What's the bill, Amina? Sorry?
Accuse or charges.
Okay, so the bill is the actual piece of paper that says, we think that there should be a warning on video games. That's the bill.
In this case, it's not a project for law. A project for law.
A project for what?
Or law. A project for law.
Law.
Or law.
Law, yes, exactly, that's it. So somebody took on a legal document and they sent it in. That was called a bill, and they're waiting for it to be passed or rejected. The government will look at the suggestion, which is to put a warning on video games that says that it could be harmful or lead to aggressive behavior, and then they need to decide if they're going to make it a law, okay? So what about, why was this law rejected? Why did they say, no, that's not going to work? Why was it rejected?
it's parents' fault.
There is no proof for this application anyway.
Actually, it's there. It says on a basis for free speech. So what do you think that means? Why did the government turn down this bill?
Dismiss it.
They dismissed it. Excellent. Why?
The parents should be responsible.
Okay, maybe they think that parents should take the lead in that. That's correct, Mina. What does it mean when it says on the basis of free speech? What kind of country is the United States of America? What kind of rights do people have?
Freedom.
Right, they have complete freedom. That means that they can do what they want to do, and that's between themselves and themselves, right?
Yes.
If they choose to break the law, that's up to them, but they are able to watch, do, or carry whatever they want, right?
Yeah.
Any questions on that? Let's read our last paragraph then. Mahmoud. Mina's going to correct me in about 2 seconds. Mahmoud, would you like to read the last paragraph there?
Okay.
Mahmoud Mahdi.
Mahmoud Magdi.
Okay, go ahead and read the last paragraph.
Okay. Despite the lack of proof, many people blame gun violence in America on the video game industry. They think that violent gaming causes antisocial behavior that may lead to mass shooting. In 2012, after the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting, U.S. Senator said that video games are a bigger problem than guns. The National Rifle Association agreed. President Obama argued that there was no proof to this. However, he asked Congress to approve funding to conduct further studies. The President stated Congress should fund research on the effect violent video games have on young minds. We don't benefit from ignorance.
Excellent, very good. Nice reading. Thank you, Mahmoud. Mahmoud.
Mahmoud.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm terrible with names.
Mahmoud.
Mahmoud. Okay. Thank you. So, even though there's a lack of proof, what does a lack of proof mean? What does that mean, that expression? Isaias, what does it mean if there's a lack of proof?
That they don't have enough proof.
Right, and another word for proof might be evidence, okay?
Evidence, yes.
Lack of evidence, not enough evidence. Very good. However, how do people feel? How do the government and the National Rifle Association feel about video games? What's the general feeling with them? Nicholas?
It's a feeling of blame. I read here. Blame.
A feeling of what?
Blame could be.
Blame? Okay, very good. Yeah, they are in effect blaming these violent video games. Very good. Now, what the president has to say is a little bit of a complicated sentence, but Mina, do you think he agrees or disagrees with somebody like Wolfie in his opinion?
No, he disagreed. He said there is no proof.
Yeah, can I
He
say
asked
something?
for more studies.
He asked for more studies. Yeah, that's what you think the president's opinion was. Wolfie, what do you think the president's opinion is?
The president opinions, I think president opinion, he agree with lack of proof, but yeah, am I right?
Yeah, you are correct.
Okay,
Very good.
But I think it's but the National Rifle Association is one of the biggest armed lobby in the United States. They want to use video games like a space code. They want to restrict video games through their responsibility because they don't want to restrict the gun sales. If you restrict the gun sales, they really the national education income really by damaging from laws. But President Obama wants to agree the National Rifle Association because one of the power lobby they support, they give more support to president in the United States history. I think that's the explain a lot of things.
Okay, very good. So Wolfie is kind of on the lines of, you know, it's a bit of a conspiracy. The National Rifle Association doesn't want to take responsibility, so they put the blame on violent video game industries. That's definitely something worth considering. I would agree with that, right? What does President Obama think needs to be done? Imad, what does he suggest?
I asked the Congress to make or to put funding on the researchers that is specializing about this point. He don't want to make his decision about something like that without being, let's say, sure about what he is doing, or kind of that.
Absolutely, very good. And when you look at that expression, we don't benefit from ignorance. Isaias, what do you think that means? We don't benefit from ignorance. Isaias, are you there?
I'm sorry, I got my microphone up.
That's okay. What's your opinion on that? What do you think that means to not benefit from ignorance?
That Americans shouldn't take as a fact what they just heard by others.
Okay, very good. Excellent. They should look into things more. What does it mean? What do you think, Carle, what does it mean to not benefit from ignorance?
The benefit is for the people that is ignorance, and the last time perhaps they think are very clever, or have the reason.
Okay, that's good. Anyone else want to maybe give us some more details on what they think that expression means? When is another time where we do not benefit from ignorance? Can anyone think of a situation where you need to know in order to be effective?
It will happen any time for the social problems or something that we need to take steps or to do something, but we are not sure about doing something or not, so we ignore the whole situation. And this is bad because it just make the problem bigger in the future.
Okay, excellent. That's a really good point. What is your opinion on ignorant people? So ignorant meaning uninformed or misinformed, on ignorant people offering their opinions. What is your opinion on that?
They should stay silent if they don't have anything.
Okay, that could be, yeah, maybe be quiet until they know, right? That's a good one.
It's impolite because someone is offering an opinion and express himself, and you just say or ignoring, and it's like ignoring. Yeah, it's not polite. I think it's not polite.
I agree, Ahmad. I would think that would be correct. Because maybe somebody thinks that they are ignorant, but in fact they are not, right? Maybe they have knowledge that someone else is unaware of, right? Is that what you mean, Ahmad?
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's very dangerous when the ignorant people speaking and give their opinions. However,
very good, excellent opinions, everyone. The message here is to Very good. I think the message at the end of the day is to educate yourself, right? Educate yourself, make good decisions based on what you know, right? So really good work. Wolfie, are you there?
Yes.
I think every time
Hello?
every time I have you in class, Wolfie, I have to thank you because you're not afraid to offer your opinion, and it makes for excellent, excellent discussion. So thank you for sharing with us today, okay?
Thank you to you.
Thank you very much too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Abby.
Awesome work, everybody. It was nice to see some of you again. A little bit of a different class from what I normally do, but that's good because it allows all of you to express yourself on different topics, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Abby.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
If I might ask one favor, for my students, if you have the opportunity or if you are able to give me feedback, there's two ways to do that. You can do so underneath the screen under Give Teacher Feedback, or you can go onto the teacher's Facebook page and give me feedback there. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you like and what you don't like, and it's a good way for me to tailor my classes to your preferences, okay? So thanks a lot for your support, and I will see you guys later. Take care.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you a lot, Ms. Abby. Thank you a lot.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
Bye. Take care, everyone.